welcome back to another episode of our Ultimate Decades Challenge. We have entered into the year 1408, and this is part A. We are here with our Pruitt family, and as you can see, Thomas is just rising from the morning. It is currently about 5 o'clock a.m., and he is just getting up to start his day. Everyone else is currently tucked snugly into bed, but he's going to go ahead and get up and get to busy outside with the chores. We're going to go ahead and let him get into his outfits and start his day. So I'm going to go ahead and have him change into his everyday outfit, and then we will take him outside and allow him to come out and get to taking care of the chickens. We're going to go ahead and collect the eggs and scatter the feed, and we'll check and see if the coop needs cleaned, which it doesn't look like it does. And then I'm going to have him come on and collect the honey. He can collect the beeswax and get to bonding with these bees. So he's going to make sure that he is able to get some of the chores done here for the household. As we know, his wife is expecting. She is soon to be in her 3rd trimester, so we will be seeing her go into labor in this episode. But additionally, we have Thomas is aging up in the timeline today, so we will be celebrating his birthday when everyone kind of goes ahead and wakes up for the day. So that's going to be really nice. So once he's done bonding with the bees and collecting the honey and the beeswax, we'll probably go ahead and get him to come over here and try to gather some honey out of this tree trunk here. Now, as we know, this family does not really have enough skill for doing the gardening, which is really unfortunate. I think, they can't really research. They can't really do a whole lot of anything. So I may send him out and let him do a little bit of foraging so he can maybe get a little bit more gardening skill. It would be really nice if we could get him to do a little bit more of that, and hopefully with him getting some gardening skill, we will be able to obviously get that skill up for this family. Now, it does look like he found a chocolate egg. I am just going to go ahead and sell that. And we did find 2 eggs from the coop there. He has a couple of small rabbits in his inventory we can cut up, and a pigeon. We'll go ahead and put those in the fridge as well. And he did just gather some honey. So I'm just going to go ahead and get him to come on over and filter that. And then we'll be able to get those into jars, which is going to be fantastic. And we'll be able to put all of those things into the fridge. The honey that he got out of the hive there, we will just go ahead and put in as well. So I'm going to get him to cut up this rabbit meat, and we'll be able to place that in the fridge as well. And then we will have Mariella be able to do a little bit of cooking with the stuff that she has gotten, or well, he has gotten, I guess I should say, which will be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and let her come on in here and do a little bit of cooking this morning. Maybe she can make a little bit of meals. Let's see, maybe meals is not the way to go. Maybe let's just do some stews. We can get her to make some, for morning time, maybe we'll just get her to do some potato and onion soup, and we'll get her to do a family size since there is just the 4 of them. And I'm just going to clean these dishes up for them and put them in the trash. We do have some eggs here, but I'll go ahead and get her making some of that potato and onion soup, and that'll be fantastic. Why don't you go ahead and collect those jars of honey there, Thomas, and that will be fantastic. And it does look like she's going to go ahead and get to cooking, and the boys are still getting their rest. Now that he has cut up this meat, we can also put that in the fridge. It does look like he did get some rabbit meat from that, and then he also got a small animal pelt, so we love that for us. And we have some wonderful things for that. So while she's getting breakfast done, I'm just going to have him go on out to the forest and get some fishing done, and then maybe he can get some things for the garden. And then once he's back from doing his foraging, we will allow him to celebrate his birthday, and we'll be able to find out if Thomas is going to be able to age up into an adult. As we know, he is aging up into an adult in this episode, and we'll be able to find out if he's going to be able to survive that adult role, and he's going to be around to watch the birth of his child. Now, I am hoping that that is going to be the case because, as we know, he just recently married Mariella, and she is his third wife, and I'm hoping that they're going to have a long and successful life together. I really do want them to be able to, obviously have a wonderful life together, and I don't want her to pass away in her childbirth. I don't want him to pass away from his birthday, and so I am hoping that everything's going to go really well for everyone. Now, I also don't think that she has very much skill with gardening. Let's take a look at her traits. She is almost to level 2 of her gardening. I really wish that she would level up her gardening as well, but that really just does not seem to be the case here. I wonder if there's anything I can do to get her out there so that she can get some skill in gardening as well. There's nothing that needs to be watered. There's nothing that needs to be weeded. And I don't actually even think she has anything that she can plant at this time that will allow us to technically be able to get her some of that skill. So that's really unfortunate because technically we are in the fall, and all of the things that she currently has that will allow her to get her gardening skill up, she can't currently plant that is in her inventory. So that's really, really unfortunate. Maybe though she can harvest these lemons that are on the property. Technically that doesn't really count because it's not their lemons, it's just around their lot, and maybe that will get her some skill. So I'll have her go harvest the nearby lemon tree and see if that will get her gardening skill up, and if so, then maybe she can at least evolve these plants. So that would be nice because we obviously know we can't harvest our garden. Oh, it did. Oh, great. So let's see if she can evolve. She can evolve our plants now, so that's fantastic. And I think that her being a level 2 now will also give her the ability to research. So if she can research, that's also going to help her get her gardening skill up. So that is fantastic news, and we love to see it. So as you can see, I do have lots of toys here in their inventory. I am just going to go ahead and sell all of those because they don't necessarily need that, and it'll give the family a little bit of funds. And then we will go ahead and wait for Thomas to come home. I do think we have in our fridge a cake that we can use to celebrate. I'm just going to go ahead and take a look and see, and if not, we'll get her in here making a cake for that. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so there is a cake, but it has been eaten. So I'm going to get her to come on in here when she's done researching, and she can make a cake for his birthday. So let's get her doing that. So come in here and make him a cake, if you don't mind, Mariella. She's like, I don't mind, not even a little bit. And then once he's done with his foraging, he'll come home and we will age him up and get him aged up to an adult. Our boys are now up. They are just down here spending a little bit of time together. I am just going to have them go ahead and play with some toys and get a little bit of imagination skill. I think that would be great for them. So they're going to work on their imagination. They don't really have a whole lot of things they can do here at the house currently right now because we don't really have a whole lot of funds. We don't really have a whole lot of things that they can do. Obviously, as they get older, they'll be able to have more things that they can do, but just right now, they just don't really have a whole lot that they're able to do, those boys. Someone said eating dirt was okay, but someone else said eating dirt will make you die. Is it okay to eat dirt? She's going to tell him eating dirt is really unhealthy, and his manners are going to increase. All right, great. So she's just about done making the sponge cake here, and now that she has finished that, we are just going to put it here on the counter. And we are going to go ahead and add some birthday candles for Thomas. And then once Thomas comes around, we will go ahead and we will get him to come home once he's done foraging, and we will allow him to blow out his candles. I'm going to have our boys come on upstairs and grab themselves a little bit of a bite to eat here because she did make that soup, and so I do want them to eat that before that goes off. So they will just get themselves a little bit of a bite to eat here, and she's just going to have a little bit of a conversation with them. Now, as we know, she is their stepmother, and so she is trying to build relations with them, trying to build a closer friendship with them and a little bit of a bond because she is not their mother. She's trying her best to get close to them and to you know, let them know that she's here for them and that she'll do anything she can for them. So she's working really hard to try to build that bond and build that relationship with these boys. She wants them to know that she would do anything for them and that she sees them as if they were her own, even though they technically aren't. And so she's doing everything that she can to try to make them realize that, you know, she wants them to be able to come to her for anything and to see her as obviously someone that they can confide in. All right, so we did get some seeds and we got some raspberries, we got some green beans. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farming key and see what we can plant. So in the fall we can plant raspberries, so we will go ahead and plant some raspberries, but it looks like that's the only thing that we can plant. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to have him come on over to our garden and we are going to plant ourselves some of these raspberries, and we'll get him getting these into the ground here so that we can start growing this. It will obviously get him some gardening skill. So let's go ahead and have him plant these raspberries here. And the seeds I'm just going to put in the fridge. So we'll just throw those in the fridge and maybe she can use that for making breads or things like that. So that will be fantastic for her to have that on hand as well. So he's going to go ahead and plant these raspberries, work on his gardening skill here. And then once he's done with that, we'll head him on into the house and we're going to blow out those candles and see if he's going to be able to age up successfully or not. Why don't you go ahead and water these as well there, Thomas? And we'll make sure everything is good here in the garden. He's just whistling while he works. He absolutely loves that. I don't think he's going to actually be able to get his gardening skill up to a level 2 like she did. Yeah, no, he is way far away from a level 2 gardening. But at least she has enough gardening skill that they can kind of progress on, so that's good. That being said, let's go ahead and get Thomas to come on over here and blow out his candles, and we will celebrate his birthday with him. And then after he blows his candles out, maybe he can also have himself a little bit of a meal, assuming he is able to survive. We'll have to see how it goes. Right, so Thomas is blowing out his candles. Happy birthday, Thomas. You are aging up into an adult. Everyone is celebrating his birthday with him, which is fantastic. We absolutely love to see that. And he is going to go ahead and age up here. We'll just wait for him to go ahead and realize that he needs to do that. There we go. And it says Thomas has aged up, adulthood, fulfilling dreams, planning for retirement, and midlife crises await. The perfect time to start wrapping up those lifelong goals. All right, so we have Thomas all aged up here. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to just roll our dice for Thomas. Now for Thomas, as an adult here, he can't roll a 3, 6, 11, 13, or an 18 on the dice. We are going to go ahead and give that a roll, and we're going to see how he fares. He rolls a 13, which is a bad number, and Thomas, unfortunately, is going to pass away. We are going to lose our husband, which is horrible, and something I definitely did not want to happen. So Thomas is going to pass away. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, if you think about it, we had Pearl Pruitt, who was actually the sister, and she passed away. He was just the husband. I've been continually getting him remarried so that he could continue our line. He was not actually the family member, but he was, you know, the one I was trying to keep marrying on so that we could continue to expand this line. And now he has passed away. He's going to be dying. And now we have just Mariella, who is now losing Thomas. Obviously, she's going to be raising his 2 sons, David and Ulrich, from his 2 previous wives. And she is pregnant, and she's going to be doing all of this by herself because we are now losing Thomas. Now, that being said, I am going to go ahead. I am going to try to plead for Thomas. but there is no guarantee that that will work, because as we know, the Grimm does not sometimes work with us the way we want him to. So that can sometimes be very difficult for us, but we are going to go ahead. We are going to take Thomas away from us. We are going to have Mariella plead for her husband and see if she can get the Grimm to allow her husband to live, because obviously she wants him around for her children. She wants him around for her new child that she's about to have, but she does not know if the Grimm is going to listen to her pleas, but she is hopeful that that will be the case. She's hoping that she can save her husband's life. All right, and we are just going to plead for him here and just say, you know, please, please, please allow my husband to live. Please don't let him die. Please don't let him die. And is the Grimm going to allow this to... No. The Grimm is like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm taking him. So Thomas is truly gone after her ardent appeal fell on Death's deaf ears. So we have lost Thomas. The Grimm is going to take him away from us. I mean, I kind of figured that was going to be the case. That generally is the case when these kind of things happen. We are definitely not lucky in this department. So we have lost Thomas. I am going to roll on the wheel so that we will find out exactly what it was that Thomas has died from. So I will pull that up and we will give that a spin. But Thomas has died and has unfortunately not made it through this adult role. And we absolutely hate that for him. I am just devastated for this family. They are devastated by the loss of their father. And we absolutely hate the fact that Thomas is not going to be with us any longer, and that Mariella is now raising these two sons of her husband by herself, and that she is, expecting this third child, her first, because really they had tried before and they had a stillborn. So this would be their first child together without the husband that she just recently married. So it is truly, truly sad, and we absolutely hate that for them. But I am going to go ahead and let him become a free-roaming ghost. We are going to engrave his epitaph here, and we will say that Thomas, where's Thomas on the timeline? He was born in 1376, and he has died in 1408. And we are just going to put him up here on the mantle. All right, and we are going to go ahead and I think I'm going to let her adopt these children as their caregiver if I can give her that option. Let's let her tell him about the baby. And honestly, she does need to... adopt as care dependent. There we go. And let's let her come down here and adopt him as a care dependent as well. So she is obviously telling the children about her being pregnant, and, she's just trying to, console them and comfort them about the fact that they just lost their father. Everyone in this house is truly, truly upset by this news. But let's go ahead and open up the wheel and find out what exactly it was that we had lost Thomas from. And we'll take a look at that. All right, so we are just going to go ahead and give that a spin. That way we can keep track of what Thomas had died from. And it looks like it was an infection that killed him. So we will put that on the family tree and on the timeline that he died from an infection here on this birthday, and that is what took him from us. And we will continue on with the story here, and I will update that information and we will continue on. But for now, we are going to go ahead. We are going to head over and we are going to see the O'Leary family, because it is Axel O'Leary's birthday as well today. And so we are going to go ahead and check in on them. We will be heading back over here to see the Pruitts soon. It does look like, you know, at some point we will be seeing Mariella head on into labor. She is going to be in her 3rd trimester in about 6 hours. So I do think we'll be seeing her soon for the birth of her little one. But for now, we're going to head over to the O'Learys, and we are going to go and celebrate Axel's birthday so that we can see if he's going to have a successful birthday as well. So let's head over there and see Axel. We have arrived here in the O'Leary home, and currently right now Annabelle and Axel are off to work. So we are here with Nerida and Erlene. Erlene is currently just going to the washroom and cleaning up a little bit, and it does look like Nerida is playing a little bit of, oh no, she's cleaning up. Okay, we love to see it. I'm just going to get Erlene to come on out and take care of the chickens. As we know, she has to do her daily chores. So I'm going to have her come and collect the eggs and scatter the feed and clean the coop. We know that is something that she typically does every day. So we'll have her come and do that. It doesn't look like our plants need to have any watering or weeding, so we will just leave that. I am going to have Nerida come over and check the Scarecrow's pocket for seeds and just see if we can get any seeds from the Scarecrow. And that will be fantastic if we can do that. And obviously we're still trying to fill up this row here of things in our garden. So we're just going to try to do that. So it does look like she got a strawberry, but that isn't something that we can plant in the garden. So I'm just going to have her eat that. And then I am going to go ahead and let Erlene just come over and play a little bit of chess, because it looks like that's something that she wants to do. Maybe I'll have the girls play together. So we'll just have them play chess together, and they can do a little bit more bonding while they wait on the parents to get back home. It obviously builds up their mental skill, but it also builds up on their relationship. And as we know, we do want them to have a close relationship, because as I had explained in the last episode, I am wanting them to be very, very close as they age up into teenagers and into young adults, so that their children, when they have families of their own, can grow up together. So the more closely bonded that these two can get, the better. So that will be fantastic if we can get that to take place. I don't think Erlene can, no, she can't evolve the plants. All right, so I did get her to collect the eggs. I am just going to have her go ahead and sell some of these eggs that she got. She got a green egg, and then she got 3 eggs out of the coop. So we'll go ahead and put the eggs in the fridge here. And then once she's done playing chess, I think I'm going to send Erlene off to do some more foraging. As we know, we are definitely trying to build up that foraging skill for her. So I am going to send her out foraging. So she's just going to go head out and get some foraging done, and we'll be working on some of that. Maybe I can go ahead and send out Nerida and let her, she likes small talk, yeah, that's fine. Make her go and, not the mountains, no. Go to collect some seawater, and that will be good. So everybody's going to go and collect some things. It looks like Annabelle has returned home from work, and so she is currently just kind of cleaning up a little bit, which is fantastic. I am going to get her in here so that she can get some cooking done. It does look like the family is feeling a little bit hungry. She's definitely feeling a little bit hungry, so I'm going to have her have a serving of these eggs. I don't actually know if she can make anything. Oh, she can make some baked pears. So I'm going to have her eat a serving of these eggs, and then she can make some baked pears for the family. And that way when everyone comes on home, we will be able to have some baked pears. Can she make a cake? No, she can't. I think it's because we don't have enough ingredients to make these things, but we need flour and butter. How can I make the flour and the butter? I'm just not quite sure how to make the flour and the butter without the stuff that we need. I'm gonna have Nerida grab a serving of these baked pears, and when Erlene gets home, I'll have her grab a serving as well. It does look like Axel is currently almost home, so when he gets home, he can also grab a little bit of a serving here. I really did want him to be able to be able to come on home and have a cake. So I'm going to order a delivery. Let's do a grocery delivery. Let's see if we can get some flour. And so let's order like 5 flours and let's order some butter. Can't order butter. All right, our flour is here. Let's go ahead and accept this delivery. And Axel is home, so it looks like maybe we won't be able to go ahead and make him a cake. So we will go ahead and we will... Where did the delivery go? Where is the delivery at? Maybe it's in the fridge. Doesn't seem it is, so I'm really confused as to where our flour went, but that's fine. But let's go ahead and celebrate Axel's birthday. We are going to just go ahead and age him up the old-fashioned way, and we are going to make him an adult. So we will age him up and see if he is going to be able to age up. Obviously, once he ages up, we will roll the dice for him. So Axel has aged up into adulthood, fulfilling dreams, planning for retirement, and midlife crises await. It's the perfect time to start wrapping up those lifelong goals. Now, as we know, for an adult, he can't roll a 3, 6, an 11, a 13, or an 18. So we are going to go ahead and roll for him and see if he is going to be able to make it or not. So let's go ahead and roll for Axel and see if he is going to survive this roll or not. He rolls a 16, which is a good roll. He is going to get another 60 days on the calendar, which is fantastic for Axel. We love to see it. So Axel, congratulations, you have survived. So we are going to be able to continue on with Axel here, which I absolutely love to see. So Axel has had a successful birthday, and we will be having him on the timeline for another 60 days. Now it is currently about 6:56 in the game. Axel has gotten himself all fed up, which is fantastic. I'm going to actually have him go ahead and milk this goat Pumpkin here, and then he can feed Pumpkin as well. And why don't you then evolve everything as well, sir? And we love to see that. So there is nothing in here. We have some toys that we can sell, so I'm just going to sell those. And doesn't look like anyone has the flour, which I find really strange. All right, so she did come back with the salt water, which is fantastic. And we got some mushrooms, and we got some more seeds. Do we have mushrooms planted in our garden? Yes, we do. Okay, so the mushrooms can go in the fridge, and the pears can go in the fridge. All right, perfect. So everything is looking good so far, and Annabelle is just having a little bit of a conversation with Axel about their day, which is wonderful, and we love to see it. These clothes are never going to dry. They've been on the line for about 4 days now, but it keeps raining, so that's neither here nor there. I really wish I knew where their flour had gone off to, but that's perfectly fine. I think I may see if she can go off to the village. Oh, it's closed. Okay, I was going to say, and see if they can get some butter so that she can make cakes in the future, but we'll try to do that at a later date. So it is currently about 7:43 p.m. I think I am going to maybe get them all starting to get ready for bed. It does look like Annabelle is starting to get tired, as well as Axel. The girls could stand also for a little bit of rest. So we will start to get them maybe geared up towards getting ready for bed. And we'll get them to maybe wanting to go ahead and go on into getting some sleep here. And then I will see you in the morning. Now, in the morning, it will be Erlene's birthday. And we were going to be seeing Erlene age up into a teenager. And so we are going to be celebrating that. I really would like for her to be able to have a cake. So I am probably going to see if I can get Annabelle off into the village, and hopefully she can maybe get some butter, and we'll be able to make a cake for Erlene. I would really, really like to celebrate her birthday, being that she is our heir, with a cake and not having to do it through MC Command Center. So we'll see. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and let everyone head off to bed, and then I will see you in the morning. Okay, so it is the next morning, and we actually don't have enough for a sponge cake, but we did have enough ingredients for a honey cake. So I have Annabelle in here making a honey cake for Arlene, because as we know, it is Arlene's birthday. They are all slowly starting to rise. It looks like Nerita is the only one that is still currently in bed. So we do have them slowly starting to get up for the day and taking care of some of their needs. I am going to go ahead and let them do that. But while Annabelle is currently getting this cake ready, I'm going to, get that out of the oven here, and then we'll put some candles on it, and then we'll go ahead and go with Arlene and have her do a little bit of her chores once she's got that done. I just want to make sure that we get candles on this so that no one taps into it, because as we know, our Sims do like to eat the cakes before they are able to be served. All right, so now that we have candles on that, I'm just going to go ahead and get Arlene to come on out here, and she's going to collect the eggs, scatter the feed for the chickens, and clean the coop. It does look like someone made a painting here, so I'm also going to get her to sell this to a collector, and then we are going to check some pockets for seeds from the scarecrow here. So that'll be fantastic. It is about 7 o'clock in the morning. So once Nerita gets up, we'll have everybody get up, and we'll go and we will celebrate Arlene's birthday. And we are going to be aging her up to a teenager. Hopefully she will have a successful birthday, and that is going to go really, really well for them. That is my hope. We did get us a green egg from the coop that we are going to sell, as well as an orange egg that we are going to sell. And we got 4 eggs from the coop for today that we can put into our fridge. We have lots of eggs that we get from our chickens, which is really nice. Gives us a lot of eggs that we can make for boiled eggs, and so that's always really, really good. So she is just going to go ahead and take care of chickens some more. I'm going to get Axel to come down and collect the honey. It does look like Annabelle has headed herself on off to work there, so we can just get Axel to, take care of some of the chores that Annabelle typically would, but, like I said, she's headed herself off to work, and then we'll get Nerita to get on up and head herself to the washroom. Now that Axel is taking care of everything, I'm going to go ahead and have Arlene come on in here, and we will celebrate her birthday. She can just come on in here and blow out her candles. Oh, she's decided to start painting. Well, honey, I wanted you to go ahead and age up. And she's like, I was just feeling really inspired and really creative, and I thought maybe I could go ahead and do a little bit of painting, but I guess it's time for me to go and age up. It really is. I am really excited about the fact that it is time for her to become a teenager, for the simple fact that now that she is getting older, we know that we are getting one step closer to her finding a match and becoming our heir and marrying off and starting a family of her own, which is really, really exciting. So happy birthday, Arlene. We are thrilled for you. I'm really hoping this is going to be a successful role. But Arlene has aged up into a teenager. She is squeamish, she is a genius, and she is going to be a bad cook. Oh no, that's probably not good. I am going to give her a love trait, I believe. I want her to want a soulmate, and she does have romance level 3. We absolutely love to see that. And we are going to go ahead and hop into Cass, give her her makeover, and then we will roll the dice for her. Okay, so here we have Arlene Smith. This is what she looks like as a teenager. And this is her outfit, and we are going to go ahead and roll for her and see if she is going to be able to age up. For that, she can't roll a 1 or a 6, so we are going to go ahead and open up our dice, and we're going to give that a roll and see how she fares. She rolls a 4, and that is a successful roll, so Arlene is going to be able to make it. She is going to be on our timeline for 36 days. And we are also going to roll and see if she is, which we know she is going to marry. but we're going to go ahead and see how many pregnancy tries she's going to get, which technically, her being the heir, she's going to have unlimited amount of tries. So actually, I don't think that's even going to be necessary for her either, because she's our heir. So she will be getting married. She will also be having unlimited baby tries, being that she is our heir. So I think that's probably irrelevant. So we have her on the timeline for another 36 calendar days, and then we will be seeing her age up into a young adult at that time. We will be seeing her building a relationship and getting married soon, and that is going to be fantastic. I absolutely love to see it. So I will be putting on the timeline when Arlene is going to be getting married, and then we are going to go ahead and we are going to jump back into the game. We are back here in the game with our family, and as you can see, Nerida is just here playing a little bit of chess. We absolutely love that. We have Arlene here. She is feeling really good now that she has aged up into a teenager. She's feeling pretty energized, and she is going to go ahead and head on downstairs. She is wanting to play a little bit of chess, but I'm going to have her come on and resume this painting that she started. I think that is a better use of her time. As we know, she did build a relationship with that little boy. I do want to look and see if he has aged up as well. Timur has not aged up yet, so we will probably have to go ahead and age up Timur so that he can go ahead and be someone that she is going to be able to be in a relationship with. So we'll be aging Timur up as well so that he will be a potential person that she can be in a relationship with. So we'll age him up so that he and her can go ahead and build on their relationships here. But I will deal with that probably off camera, aging him up. And then they will be able to build on their relationship and hopefully find some romance together. And we will be able to build on them. Now, there is another gentleman in the community if her and Timur aren't able to find romance for whatever reason. So if, that does not work out, we do have a potential backup plan that we will have, that we can kind of play on. So we will have some options for Arlene that we can obviously work with, and that will be really exciting to see. And that being said, I will just have to see how it goes and who she kind of fancies, and we'll see how it all plays out. But she is, as we know, best friends with Timur, so I am hoping that they will be able to seamlessly go into a romantic kind of territory. So it is just going to, we'll just have to see kind of how that all plays out. So currently right now, Nerida, as we can see, is just playing in the rocking chair. We know that is a favorite pastime of hers. So while obviously Arlene is getting some much needed skills going on, Nerida is just upstairs playing. She is not taking anything seriously at all. But I am going to go ahead and send out Arlene into the forest and let her go foraging. We are going to have her work on some more of that skill building, and then when she gets back, we're probably going to head back over to the O'Learys and check in. Oh, not the O'Learys, the Pruitts, and check in on Mariella because she should be getting close to going into labor. So let's go ahead and let Arlene get her foraging in. And when she gets back, we'll head over to the Pruitt family. What are you doing? She's like, I am going to have some of this cake. It looks fantastic. I really wish you hadn't have done that. I, really wanted to save that cake. But that's neither here nor there. I guess the cake is now something that everyone's going to be able to just partake of. Leave it to Nerida to ruin my plans. All right, Nerida. Well, I guess logic must be something that Nerida absolutely just really, really thrives on. Why don't you come over and you can, socialize with some of these chickens and get to knowing some of the chickens. Maybe you can even collect some eggs and do a little bit of chores because you don't seem to do anything around here, and I feel like maybe you should, also be helpful around the house a little bit, Nerida, other than just playing in the rocking chair and playing chess. I think that it would be nice for you to kind of be a little bit more involved in the daily Okay, that scarecrow just scares the shite out of her every single time. But did she find anything from the scarecrow's pockets? No, not really. She did find a rainbow egg in the chicken coop, though, that was worth 225 simoleons. So, I mean, we do love that. So she is just chatting with the animals and getting to know them. We absolutely love that. I love that she's building up a bit of a relationship with all of the animals here and, you know, getting to know all of them. We absolutely love that for her. She's probably the only one that kind of chats with all of the animals, if I'm being honest. The rest of them just take care of them. They don't really chat with them. So Nerita is like, I'm going to try to get to know these chickens. I want to try to, you know, make friends with all of them. And she seems to really, really enjoy hanging out with them. So I think that's really great. And back to the rocking chair she goes. She's like, okay, I have done my duty. I have talked to these animals, and now I'm just going to go and rock in the rocking chair because I have no more need to do that. The mail has been delivered, so I'll send her out to check the mail. She can help with that, and we'll see what it is that we have gotten in the mail today. And maybe it is something that she can assist with. I don't really know. But as you can see, our parents are out to work, and Erlene is out foraging, so that just leaves Nerita here by herself. And I mean, she checked the mail, but I don't see what we got. So her inventory is empty. She's gonna go ahead and play a little bit of chess, get her skill up a little bit more, and wait for everyone to come on home, which is great. It does look like we do have her back. Erlene did get some chestnuts, and she got a little bit of garlic. I do believe that our garlic we already have planted, so I'm just going to put that in the fridge. And we have some ginger root. Oh, and she got a flirty magic bean. We can just sell that. We don't need that at all. All right, and Erlene has decided to go off and take herself a little bit of a bath because she's feeling pretty grungy after her exploits out into the foraging of the forest. As you can see, Patchy is up, and he is going to help us with our house and the gardening, which is fantastic. I am going to go ahead and head us over to the O'Leary family now, and we are going to go and check in on Mariella. I'm sorry, the Pruitt family. Okay, so we have arrived here in the Pruitt family, and as you can see, Mariella is in labor. She is feeling pretty uncomfortable. We are going to go ahead and let her have her baby. So let's go ahead and take her down and let her do just that. She's going to go ahead and give birth to her little one. So we will see what it is that she is having. As we know, she does not have anyone here with her, but this is her second child technically, so she does not have an extra roll this time on the dice, which is thankful for that. But we are going to see what it is that Mariella is having, and we will find out if she's having a boy or a girl. And we are hopeful that this baby is going to survive. We're hopeful that Mariella is going to survive, because otherwise these Pruitt boys are going to be orphans and sent off to the orphanage, which is definitely not going to be ideal. So fingers crossed for the Pruitt family that things go in a positive way. We really definitely need that to take place. Come on, Mariella, you can do this. She's like, oh, but can I? Can I really? And she has had a boy. So we are going to name this little boy Leofric. So Leofric Pruitt. And she has had a single birth. And we are going to go ahead and be rolling the dice for mom and baby. As we know, mom can't roll a 1 or an 11. And so we are going to go ahead and open up our dice, and we are going to give that a roll for mom and see how she fares. Mom rolls an 8, which is a successful roll. Baby can't roll a 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or a 20. Let's go ahead and roll for Leofric. Leofric rolls a 12, which is a bad roll. Leofric is unfortunately going to pass away. I can't believe this, but Mariella has lost another child. So now she is literally here without a child of her own, raising her dead husband's children from 2 previous wives. What are the odds of that? Like, honestly, what are the odds of that? So we are going to go ahead and update this information on the timeline, and then we are going to take little Leofric away from Mom, and I will then, we will continue on. Okay, let's take little Leofric away from Mom. This is super, super sad. I hate that I have to do this, but unfortunately I do. And so we are going to take little Leofric away. Unfortunately, Mariella survived her childbirth only to have another stillborn baby. It is super, super tragic. She is now raising her 2 adopted sons, and she is a widower. And yeah, this is like the most tragic news of all time. And she is just distraught over this, really distraught over this. I am, though, going to have her go ahead, come out here and weed this garden. I think that she obviously would be a good parent to David and Ulrich. Obviously, she loved Thomas, and she would want to do what's best for these boys. But I think that, she's really, really upset by the fact that she will not be having a child of her own. And the only love that she can really extend is a stepmother love. And I think that's really unfortunate for her. I absolutely hate that for her. I really do. Because she will not be getting remarried, because she is definitely not part of, like, this whole family thing. She's like the 3rd wife. Not definitely part of this whole family tree kind of thing. And so, she's just, it's really unfortunate. But we are going to go ahead and let her continue on with this gardening, and I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of our Ultimate Decades Challenge. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.